Monday, the 6th of April, 2026. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. Welcome to the very first edition of The Conversation this week. It's Easter Monday, and sincere apologies. We are coming, about 6 minutes behind schedule. Perhaps you thought we won't be here today. Voila, here we are. I am Abimbola Bello.
Yeah, no matter what is happening, on the scene, behind the scene, the show must always go on. Welcome to the show. I am Ajibola Ojeshola. Happy Easter as well.
Good morning, everyone. I am Adebimpe Omotayo. Happy Easter.
I didn't think what's going on. He said happy Easter. He said, Are you going to Galilee?
I don't want to talk.
You don't want to talk because of what?
I don't want
Because
to talk.
you are buying fuel at a cost that is not commensurate with your salary, because power is not steady. What else?
Because I'm hot.
And she's
Yeah.
hot.
She's hot. Yeah.
Okay.
Your dressing is hot.
Exactly. She looks royal today. You know, there's something about purple. Purple, it brings out your pecs. And Adebimpe is looking so beautiful today. So we bind and we cast every space of hotness.
Inside of you. No matter the condition, just laugh.
Yeah.
I'm sure our viewers are watching. What's
What's wrong
happening
with
to
them?
Ajibola today? Where's your suit?
I know, right?
Where's your suit, Abibola? Okay, of course they see Abibola on Fridays, but
Yeah.
Ajibola.
It's
Once in a while, when I
public
come in on Fridays, I do native.
But that's been a
Ajibola is
while.
always looking forward to wearing native anyway. So every opportunity he has, he would always ask, "Sure, we should go the native."
They should go the native way.
Anyway, of course, it's Easter Monday. It's a day for, of course, Christians and people generally to still be laid back and enjoy the public holiday. But here we are at work, and hopefully we will add a bit of color to your public holiday today. So let's begin the show. Oh, okay. There was a weekend.
Football?
There was a weekend.
Arsenal.
Funny enough, I
Hey.
didn't even watch any match this weekend. I didn't even, I was so, it wasn't like I was doing anything, but I was just so engrossed.
You were settling issues, Abimbola.
I just didn't
That
want
I
it-
know.
I didn't want it to look like, Honestly, I didn't even, the weekend went really so fast, and I'm like, so
Was
it's-
there a weekend?
That's why I said, was there a weekend? Was there really a weekend? But I mean, I didn't watch any match this weekend. I only overheard, okay, maybe I stumbled on Barcelona and Atletico Madrid. And then the other match Chelsea played, because it wasn't an EPL, I
Yeah,
wasn't really
it was FA.
interested. FA, I know that Chelsea beat, whoever it was they played with. The name itself could resonate. It wasn't really much of a, I didn't even catch any football at all.
I watched bits and pieces of that Arsenal match.
Was it FA as well?
FA?
Okay.
And they had it going for them. They played well. All of a sudden, they lost the match. And the selection of Arteta for me is not.
Arteta is not gunning for any other thing than EPL. That is his aim. So I think he's not putting energy into all other games. His concentration is on the EPL, and he's trying so hard not to overuse his players.
Exactly.
So he didn't want to waste players. He just fielded. Oh yes, and Champions League is on Tuesday. And I think that's also what happened to Barcelona. They have 3 games they're also playing in the next few days. So I think they are saving their best players
For the last.
for the bigger games. EPL and Champions League are the bigger games for them. So the FA Cup, come see, come sir. Arteta is not really gunning for
For
FA
any
Cup.
other thing. But the
His
EPL.
goal.
The
when
Ghana
you look at
is not
Guardiola-
gunning for
but when
any
you look at
other thing.
Guardiola,
Yeah.
fine, Guardiola is out of the Champions League. Is still
Even
trying
in
to grab the
EPL, he knows that EPL is dicey
he used
for
all his
him.
players.
Because he,
And they trashed Liverpool 4-0. I'm sure before the end of this season, and Slot will lose his job.
well,
Because they spend so much on the transfer market and he has nothing to show for it.
that's football for you. And, sometimes again, we always come back to talk about the locker room. Sometimes what's going on in the locker room always reflects on if they also want the coach to go, those boys will frustrate the handler. Everything the handler does can work until they see that he's out of the team. So perhaps, again, that is what is playing out.
All right. I wish I was not well.
Well, Adebimpe, your weekend, how was it? Did you rest? If there was a weekend for you?
I was on the road. I was shortly Lagos.
I mean, you went to
I was shortly Lagos
Peru Airport.
I know. I was in Ogun State, but I didn't go to Peru Airport. I was in Ogun State, but I didn't go to Peru.
Okay.
And congratulations to Ogun State people.
Ogun State
an international airport.
Okay.
And your governor.
Mr. Planner. You know, at that point where he took a jive at Mr. President, that you remember that it was in Ogun State that you brought the Miloko mantra. You gave me a lay title. So, I mean, it was a good reminder, and I also like the fact that there was that rapport between former President Olusegun Obasanjo and Mr. President Bola Tinubu.
But why were should I call them netizens? Why were they? Why
were
was the
they
big
particular about the greeting? Because
yes,
the president,
Asiwaju bowed
this man
down to greet Obasanjo.
Obasanjo.
Is he not older than him? We are Yoruba people, though.
Even
we respect our elders
as well.
Yeah.
Yes,
the way he
Oshoma
used to greet late President Muhammadu Buhari, he always showed that respect. And I tell people that respect is not by age.
Exactly.
It's not by age. It is once you know how to do so. If once it's part of you, irrespective of where you are, you will exhibit it. And I think that for him is what makes him him. So how that also became a topic of discussion,
I don't know.
I don't understand.
The comment of the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, about Tinubu, the way he spoke about him, I was shocked.
I was shocked too. Maybe we're expecting another letter very soon. Again, I also saw something.
Oh, is it because we are looking for something?
I don't know what you're looking for.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyways, of course, the Ogun State visit done and dusted with. Mr. President is back in Lagos, and of course, he will, of course, be in Lagos for a few more days. And of course, other things in Lagos here are brewing, and I'm sure by the end of the day, there will be an itinerary of what Mr. President is expected to commission in the next few days. And I'm sure that one project that a lot of people are waiting for is that of Webby Road.
Yeah.
That is already looking, so beautiful and so well thought out. So hopefully, before this week runs out, it will be commissioned by Mr. President, and it will be open to residents. Right, let's take our news points for today. Ajibola, let's begin with you.
Yes, we are starting with politics. INEC suspends voter revalidation amid rising concerns. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has directed all resident electoral commissioners, RECs, to step down all publicity and arrangement for the planned voter revalidation exercise. The directive came amid concerns by stakeholders, including political scientists and the opposition, over the exercise. A letter addressed to RECs dated April 4th, 2026, signed by its secretary, Rose Oriano Anthony, asked them to await further directive from the commission. The notice said the meeting of the commission with REC, scheduled for April 9 at 11 a.m., will now hold via Zoom. The INEC had announced a nationwide revalidation exercise aimed at sanitizing the voter registry by removing ineligible entries and strengthening the credibility of future elections. The African Democratic Congress, ADC, yesterday alleged that the voter revalidation exercise would be a recipe for chaos, as it could disenfranchise millions of Nigerians ahead of the elections. In a statement signed by the National Publicity Secretary of the ADC, Malam Bolaji Abdullahi, the party argued that requiring already registered voters to revalidate their details less than 10 months to the polls would suppress turnout, deepen voter apathy, and unfairly exclude those unable to travel. The ADC also questioned why such a major exercise is coming up just days to its proposed commencement, cautioning INEC against actions that could be perceived as aiding electoral manipulation. It argued that it advised the commission to abandon the plan and reassure Nigerians of its commitment to a credible and inclusive electoral process. Coming less than 10 months to the general election, such an exercise will disenfranchise millions of Nigerians it is already difficult enough to get citizens to register to vote in the first place, to now require them to return and revalidate their registration in effect of days is to ask them not to bother at all. The faction of the PDP, led by Kabiru Turaki, described the timing of the planned voter revalidation exercise as suspicious. So let me just end it there. Fortunately enough, INEC already suspended the voter revalidation exercise because of concerns raised by other political parties in the country. And, you know, people are already pointing fingers at INEC for being partisan, supporting, aiding, and abetting the ruling party, APC. But, you know, I love the body language of the INEC chairman, Professor Joash Amukbiton. No matter what you say, the man, to a certain extent, was appointed because of his credibility. So whether you like it or not, he will do everything in accordance with the Electoral Act of 2026.
You know, sometimes I really do not know the cloth we were cut out from as Nigerians. If you ask the man to resign today, or if you force him to resign today, the next person will still be appointed by the president. You will still accuse the person of the same thing. So what exactly is the problem? At least until otherwise done, for now, this is how it is done. It is the president that will choose who heads INEC.
Yeah.
Until the constitution is amended, and of course, it is now done another way. So I think we just need to learn to work with whatever the law has provided for us. Why not even allow him to do what he was appointed to do? Then you can now know whether or not he was partisan or he has not even done anything. You're already saying he's taking sides. Is it not working in accordance with what the law has stipulated? At the end of the day, we will lose time. It will not get to a point where we'll now start rushing.
And they'll still complain that we're rushing.
We need to take a quick break. I think, you know, visuals are, you know, not very clean this morning. We'll be right back after this break.